For hundreds of years, Americans have been distilling liquor, a culture of hard work and good times. Distillers have a special type of passion for what they do because of the process it takes. The art of creating spirits is truly a craft.
Craft spirits to me are just small batch, locally made, usually a regional spirit. Fans can actually go to their local distillery and try a craft spirit made right there in their hometown.
The way we create spirits, the biggest issue that we have would be the brewing process. We're brewers, but we also distill. Every day we're brewing. Without brewing, you're not distilling. So we have to take a starch, a raw material, convert it into a fermentable sugar, and then we'll make beer out of that, and then eventually we'll end up distilling that into whiskey.
Recently, craft spirits have gone from obscurity to ubiquity. They have become some of the most sought-after alcoholic beverages on the market. Distillers can't cut corners or pretend to be something they're not if they want to make their mark in the industry.
So someone to make a good product in the industry, you have to start with the best raw materials, the best you can possibly get, because the competition is pretty fierce out there. You have people with billions of dollars that you're potentially competing against. So it's your job to ensure that you have the finest of everything, because that's the only way you can be competitive. The passion you have to have for this business is something more than just the initial quick flash romance that you want whenever you think you're gonna open a distillery. You smell the smells, you see the barrels, it's very romantic. But when it comes to the day-to-day grind of making the products, you have to have passion. If you don't, you're never gonna survive. It's gonna beat you up. Science in the craft world is key. I mean, people think that this craft business is craft or art-based, but truly what we do is you can't have any of the art side of it if you don't understand the basics of the science, because you have to understand the basics of science of brewing, fermentation, and distillation. If you can't control those through science, the art never comes into play. So I think the only way to maximize your artistic interpretation is by maximizing the science and the math behind what we do every day.
The reason there's more distilleries popping up in California is the laws have actually changed a lot. And California went from one of the hardest places in the country to open a distillery to one of the easiest with a new assembly bill that just passed in the last year. So I think we'll be seeing more and more as time goes on. I'm pretty certain that craft spirits aren't going away anytime soon. They're everywhere. Eventually every town's going to have their own craft distillery, and it's exciting. It's an exciting time here in California. It's kind of like the gold rush, but for whiskey.
As a family-owned craft distiller located in Modesto, California, Do Good Distillery has one primary goal: to make uniquely wonderful craft spirits. Do Good uses local ingredients as much as possible and gives back to their community in true Do Good fashion. From the beginning, they have committed to producing every spirit from grain to glass and don't source any alcohol from anyone.
Some of the spirits we make just come from ideas we have. We wake up in the morning going, man, I wonder what this whiskey would taste like if we use these malted barleys and these grains in this ratio. Right now we have about 10 spirits available, 2 rums, a gin, 2 bourbons. We couldn't decide whether or not to do wheat or rye, so we did both. We have 3 single malts. I love the Cherrywood. It's one of my favorites. The hopped whiskey is a fun one. People really dig that if you like IPAs.
Me personally, my passion for this business is being able to create, and it's neat to see a product go into the barrel in 2 to 3 years. It changes dramatically into something amazing. It went into the barrel good, but that barrel changes it, and it's exciting to me to see that change on every product we put in there. That's what drives me. It truly was like a light went off whenever you put something in the barrel. Like a year or 2 later, you go and you taste it, and like all of a sudden light switch went on, like, that tastes like bourbon. That's awesome. Like, this is cool. Like, we made bourbon right now. It's cool. Finally, you get that like, you just know you did it. People I surround myself with at this company, everybody we hire is someone that has that same shared passion. I mean, you can't do this job checking in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. You can't check into a boring job. It's got to be exciting. You got to be passion-filled. Everybody we hire has the same drive that I do, and I can tell, because when you leave them alone, that quality of the job is the same that I can perform.
Founder Jim Harrelson is completely self-taught in all areas of craft distilling and running a business, and he's a fine example of what passion and entrepreneurial spirit can do.
My brother-in-law Paul introduced me to good whiskey. I was an avid home brewer, but once I discovered that there was fantastic whiskey out there, it clicked in my brain that I needed to know how to make it. And that was my passion for this. So he's the one who introduced me to good whiskey. After Paul passed away in 2012, I realized I needed to make some changes in life. I wasn't a very happy person, but I had this incredible drive to make whiskey. So we devised a pretty good game plan with the family, and we decided this is something we wanted to do. For the most part, to be in memory of him and to bring the family together and have a family business together.
Do Good was a great idea that became a big dream that evolved into a passion. And while we were dreaming and developing this passion, we became very aware of our roots and our intense connection with the land and with each other and with our community, and our desire to build a company that we could incorporate all of our beliefs in and support.
Well, the future for Do Good, we'd like to see our bottles in other states and other markets and other countries. We'd like everyone to be able to try our bourbon, try our single malts, know our name, know who we are, know that we're the California Distillery out here on the West Coast making some good juice.
Our goal for the future is to truly plant our flag into California bourbon and make sure that is our home front. And the other part of it is to have fun and to pass on good deeds, and it's our name. You do well by doing good.
To learn more, visit us at dogooddistillery.com today.